So I'm joined in the studio this afternoon by Andrew Gordon. Andrew is a folk musician who's recently started playing down at the Wood Mill on Linburn Road. Andrew, what made you get into folk music?
Well, I've been a fan ever since I was younger. My dad used to play all the folk songs at New Year, you know, family get-togethers, that sort of thing. And I just really picked it up from there. He was a huge fan of the Corries, and the Corries were always on around the house. That's really how everything got started. Alongside
your dad and the Corries there, who would you say were your other big influences?
Probably the likes of the McCalmans, Gabber Lundsey. In a slightly sort of more modern vein, there's a lot of good music out at the moment I like. I've actually got a friend called Drew Nelson, and just watching how he's developed over the past sort of 5 or 6 years is quite a big inspiration to myself as well. And I'm also a big fan of classical music, rock music, so you kind of take influences from everywhere, really.
You're now resident entertainer at the Wood Mill on Linburn Road, as I mentioned. How did that all come about?
Well, I've actually just moved to Dunfermline. It was only at the end of March. We moved into just up near Dulwich Parkway, and I just happened to be, I was going past the Wood Mill, and I saw that they were doing live music on a Friday night, and I thought, this looks like the ticket. Dropped them an email, and it just happened to be that they were also thinking about running a folk night. So again, it was just pure luck, which is what a lot of music is about. It's just being in the right place at the right time, and they were very keen to get something on the go quickly, so there we go.
From your website, I see you have quite a few gigs lined up in Germany and Norway. What's the folk music scene like elsewhere in Europe?
I'll be completely honest with you, is the folk music scene over there is absolutely brilliant. Because they're not quite so used to it. I think we get a little bit complacent over here, and that we think, oh, we can always get that kind of music because it's, you know, Scottish music, you know, it'll always be here. Whereas when you go over there, you're a little bit different. There's a lot of locals play this kind of music, but it adds a little something if it's authentic. You know, even if, you know, some of the musicians over there are absolutely amazing, but just to have somebody who's authentically from that country, people really rise to it. I was in Germany last week, and the crowd was just going absolutely mental. It was just lovely.
Sounds like a lot of fun. You also present a regular radio show in Pitlochry. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. It's Heartland FM. The show that I do is folk music pretty much, although I think I said to you as well before is that I will sneak anything in there that I like and I think I can fit in with the show. So I can get some rockier stuff in there, get some pop. I try and keep it traditional. I like to play as many local artists as well. So, I mean, I'm always shouting out saying to people that live in the Heartland FM kind of broadcast area to give me their music, and any other Scottish acts as well. But just with me being kind of all over the place, I've actually had quite a lot of German bands played on it, quite a lot of American bands. I'll pretty much play anything.
Back to your music, Andrew. I've never actually been to one of your gigs yet, I may add. Yet. How would you describe the flavour of your performances?
Enthusiastic would be a good way to describe it. Is I like to put quite a bit of effort into it. So, you know, if I sing a battle song, then it's quite aggressive. If I sing like a sort of fun pub drinking song, then, you know, I try and have a bit of fun with it. And again, if I'm singing like a ballad, then I try and get some of the emotion involved in it as well. What was it I've been described as? Oh, I can't remember. I got a review one time, and it was just quite funny the way that they described robust was one of the words they used to describe it. So, you know, it's just like really putting sort of the heart and soul into it.
What is your favourite piece of music to perform?
It's Ye Jacobites by Name, which is the Robbie Burns poem, song, whatever you want to call it. And there's just something about that certainly the melody and the words together, it just kind of, I love it. Just raises my hackles up. Do you know what I mean? I just really get into that one.
Good Scottish songs.
Yeah.
Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, your thoughts I will proclaim, your doctrines I mun blame. You will hear, you will hear. Your doctrines I mun blame. You will hear. Let's find what is wrong by the law, by the law. Let's find what is wrong by the law. What's rain, what is wrong? The short and the long. Like a man is strong, but it raw, but it raw. Like a man is strong, but it raw. It's Jacobite's by him, lend an ear, lend an ear. It's Jacobite's by him, lend an ear. It's Jacobite's by name, your thoughts are won't play. Your options I won't play. You will hear, you will hear. Your options I won't play. You will hear. One makes heroic strife, fame to far, fame to far. One makes heroic strife, fame to far. One makes heroic strife to whet the assassin's knife. A hunt of Baron's life, a bloody war, bloody war. A hunt of Baron's life, a bloody war. It's Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. It's Jacobites by name, lend an ear. It's Jacobites by name, your thoughts won't decline. Your options I won't play. You will hear, you will hear. Your options I won't play. You will hear. Schemes alone in the state, in the state. The late schemes alone in the state. The late schemes alone had done the rising sun and leave the man undone to his fate, to his fate. And leave the man undone to his fate. It's Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. It's Jacobites by name. Get Jacobites by name, your thoughts I won't play. Your options I won't play. You will hear, you will hear. Your doctrines I won't play. You will hear.
You can buy your CDs online and at your gigs as well. How are sales going with that?
Sales, it tends to be quite variable. At the moment it's been very good just because I've been doing a lot of overseas trips, so you get a lot of sales through that. Prior to that I hadn't been gigging for a while, and it tends to be when you're doing a lot of gigging you sell a lot of CDs. When you're not doing so much gigging, then unfortunately sales tend to flatten off, because the people who check out your website are already your fans. The chances are they've already got the CD, whereas it's new people that you're trying to get involved to buy the new ones.
If I was to come along to your gig at the Wood Mill, what should I expect?
A good mix of Scottish music, if you think so, getting some good old Burns tunes. In fact, again, if you think the Corries and the stuff that they do, you're pretty much in the right area. I'm not going to say that I sound like the Corries or that I'm anywhere near as good as the Corries, but it's that kind of style of music. It's just a fun night.
If I was interested in finding out a bit more about you yourself and where you perform, where should I start looking?
The best place to look is the website. So it's andrewgordon.co.uk. From there, it's got pictures and my gig list and all that sort of thing. But there's also links from there to YouTube, Facebook, and MySpace, where you can get free videos and downloads and that sort of thing. So there's numerous places you can do it. I have to admit I don't update MySpace much anymore because I just can't be bothered with it anymore, but I'm regularly on sort of YouTube and Facebook.
Earlier on, before we came on air, you mentioned you were quite happy to play a couple of songs live for us.
Aye, definitely. Yeah.
What songs have you chosen?
Well, what I'll do is I'll play the Kelty Clippy, which is a good Fifers tune, written by John Watt. I actually got a nice wee comment on YouTube from his daughter saying that she loved the song because obviously her dad had written it.
Just a Kelty Clippy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's a drafty gun bag and eating a punch her ticket twice. Her father's just a waster, her mother's on the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. I've travelled round this country, by shorty shining shore, by the swamps up the Durran to the jungles all of Gore. Been all these far from places, there's none that can compare with the lily or the lump and in my bonny Maggie Blair. Oh, she's just a Celtic puppy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's sucked up the gun ball you're eating a punch her ticket twice. Her feather's just a waster, and my son the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. I met her on the 8:15, a night of romantic bliss. I says, hey Max, put down your bags and gaze a wee bit kiss. No, she didn't like my banter, she didn't like my chaff, and me the kind of country lass, she says, come on, get off. Oh, she's just a Celtic puppy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's sucked up the gun ball you're eating a punch her ticket twice. Her feather's just a waster, and my last on the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. She has got the culture, she drives me in the bend. She sits on an armchair every night, reading the People's Friend. Her lapel is full of badges, big Butlinston in air, and she gang to the bingo every night, make colours in her hair. Oh, she's just a Celtic puppy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's sucked up the gun ball you're eating a punch her ticket twice. Her feather's just a waster, and my last on the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. New things are a wee bit better now, I've gone and bought the ring. I wanted for Jim at the pitch and toss down in Lindsay Bing. With her wee black hat and digging machine, she did my heart and snare. She's a lily o' the lump and in my bonny Maggie Blair. Oh, she's just a Celtic puppy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's sucked up the gun ball you're eating a punch her ticket twice. Her feather's just a waster, and my last on the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. Oh, she's just a Celtic puppy and she'll nae take nae advice. It's sucked up the gun ball you're eating, I'll punch her ticket twice. Her feather's just a waster, and my last on the game. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her right the same. She's just a Celtic puppy, but I love her I the same.
Excellent, Andrew. Thank you very much for taking the time to come along to Radio West Fife for
You're
a wee
welcome.
blether today.
Cheers, thanks.
And we'll catch you at the Woodmill soon.
From the 60s to today, we're playing you all the hits that you want to hear. So settle down and enjoy the show.
Your number one, Radio West.